Live from Atlanta, Georgia, from the Fox 5 studios, this is Good Day Atlanta.
All right, with so many people facing economic hardship, now is a great time to try to start the new year and the new decade off on the right financial foot. Here with us this morning is Owen Malcolm, Vice President of Sanders Financial Management. And Owen, what a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Hey, good morning.
First of all, what is the biggest mistake people make when it comes to financial planning?
I would say not planning.
Okay.
Folks, they don't like to talk about it. It's not a common or an obvious conversation at the dinner table at times, but I think by far not talking, not planning, not having that financial conversation, not using a professional, maybe trying to do too much of it on your own. Those are all very common mistakes.
Is that because we think we know more about our money than a professional might?
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's get right to it. Let's talk a little bit about three-step model for good financial health. First of all, where do we begin?
We begin definitely by looking at the past.
Okay.
And the three-step model that we employ, we do so for a few reasons, because no matter how folks come to us, a lot of them come in their 50s or 60s, they're worried about their financial future. Maybe they haven't worked with a professional for forever. It'll be the first time. They're concerned about their investments. You know, we know what has happened in the market over the last few years. Is it too late to get back in the market? That type of thing. They're concerned about taxes.
Right.
How can I take advantage of the tax code? On the estate planning front, a lot of folks come to us to taking care either of an adult child or maybe an elderly parent. So they have a lot of concerns about that. But no matter what the issue, follow a three-step model. Learn from your financial past, see and understand your financial present very clearly. And then third, make a plan and take action for your financial future.
Okay. Let's talk about some new changes and some conversions that might be beneficial for you. Converting your IRA to a Roth IRA, and how does that benefit the individual?
A Roth IRA is arguably the best investment vehicle around. It's tax-free.
Okay.
The money grows in your Roth IRA tax-free. When you go to pull it out at retirement, it's tax-free. Now the problem is, for a lot of folks, they can't contribute to a Roth IRA. They make too much money.
Right.
Well, 2010 is a very unique year. There is a current law or the repeal of a law where anybody, regardless of income, can take an existing IRA balance and convert it to a Roth IRA.
Wow.
Now, what that means is that amount that you convert, you pay tax on.
Okay.
Now, paying tax on money up front usually isn't something that folks recommend. But by doing that, you're paying tax on a lower balance compared to where the IRA may be 10, 20 years from now. And you're doing it with a lower tax bracket. Virtually everyone, us included, fully expects that tax rates will be higher in the future. Now, there are a lot of traps, a lot of things you have to be careful on. There are quite a few complexities, but making that Roth IRA conversion could go down as one of your best financial moves.
Okay, let's talk about some alternative investments. What do you advise your clients when it comes time to making investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and keeping their 401k in check?
Alternative investments are always a hot and popular topic. It's the good cocktail party chatter, or maybe that know-it-all brother-in-law that likes to talk about all his favorite investments. In this day and age, you know, this would include private equity, managed futures, hedge funds, you know, oil and gas partnerships, that type of thing. But I think the best thing you can do is learn from your past. Remember that old adage that we probably heard from our mom or our grandmother: if it's too good to be true,
it probably
is. And when you look at that and you look back in time over the history of all these, you know, hot new trends and alternative investments, usually they're met with disappointment, high fees, much lower investment performance than was advertised. So you really need to cast a skeptical eye.
Okay.
Some alternative investments can be good. We recommend, for example, that gold be a part of everybody's portfolio, but as a rule of thumb, don't get enticed or swayed by the promise of a sweet return.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit about one thing that no one likes to talk about is planning your will and your estate.
Right. Estate planning is important, and it's common in that model that we talked about a moment ago to think of estate planning as a future thing.
Okay.
And it is to some degree, but I would argue it's about your financial present. It's about acting now. Folks don't often like to talk about money. They also don't like to talk or think about death and what comes next. But by all means, in 2010, if you don't have a will, get one. Have powers of attorney. Have a medical directive. Maybe you have a will, but it's old. Maybe you made your will before you had children. You don't have a provision in there for guardianship, things of that nature. And most unique about 2010 As it stands currently, we have no estate tax. Now, everyone expects Congress will act. They'll probably make it retroactive, but at the moment, there are a whole host of problems and opportunities on the estate planning front.
Okay.
So now is the time. Don't try to do it yourself. You know, the online legal websites are very popular, but see a professional, talk to your estate planning attorney, and that's a good rule of thumb.
Too much at stake
for anything. There's too much at stake. Talk to a CPA, a certified financial planner. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, there are some websites out there you can go to. We talked earlier. There's a good website to teach financial literacy called 360financialliteracy.org. Our website, sandersfinancial.com, has a lot of good information, but it's important stuff.
Owen, thank you so much. What a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. And the start of a new year is the perfect time to take a good hard look at your finances. Get all the help you need by logging on to myfoxatlanta.com. You'll find the information and resources on our Money Watch page, and of course, we'll hook you up with links to those websites.